Let's go now to our CBN News financial editor, Drew Parkhill, for more on this deadly. Drew, everyone knows that failing to raise the debt ceiling would be a disaster. What's behind it all?
Well, you're right, Pat. And as Abby said, it's, as Dale talked about, it's always been passed before. But here's the thing, just the threat of it not happening could hurt the markets. The stock market right now is internally kind of weak. You could see the Dow, which is just a little under 35,000 now. It could drop, 10%, 20% over the next few weeks. I mean, it could go under 30,000. Is that likely? Not necessarily. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Now, how did we get here? Here's what's happened. Mitch McConnell has told the Democrats, look, you have got this huge spending bill, $3.5 trillion. You never came to us. You never asked us, do you want our help? Do we get any input? He said they never asked the Republicans. So here's what Mitch McConnell said at the beginning of August. He said this, let me make something perfectly clear. If they don't want or need our input on this huge spending bill, they won't get our help. So in other words, he's saying you're on your own. And a lot of Democrats, a lot of moderate Democrats don't want to be associated with trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of this spending and future spending. And there's one very interesting point. Mitch McConnell is making the Democrats own up to this. That's his move. Here's a poll that came out recently from Politico in the Morning Consult. It shows that the public would blame, 33% of the public would blame the Democrats if there's a debt default. 16% would blame the Republicans. 42% would blame both parties. So the Democrats would shoulder more of the blame if a debt default were to happen, or even maybe for the debt default negotiations. So, yeah, it could be a political winner for the Republicans. We'll just have to see.
Drew, back to this huge spending bill that the Democrats are trying to get through. I mean, there's no way we could pay for it, so it means it's going to jack the corporate income tax, then it's going to hit the middle class really hard. There's no way you can pay for that stuff, is it?
There isn't, and they're trying to, quote unquote, get to zero. But the fact of the matter is, and we're going to talk more about this in the days ahead, Pat, but you're exactly right, because these corporate income taxes, they always come filtering back down to the middle class one way or the other. Either prices go up, salaries don't go up as much as they should. There are all kinds of ways that it hits the middle class. And the tax raises that they talk about, they never bring as much money as they say they will, and the government programs always cost more, so you're going to have higher deficits, exactly like you said.